The business practice of what we now call efficient infringement, piracy, has always been around. This is something that companies that are well capitalized and have large market shares have always been attempting to do, since they have the money in the bank and the resources and the lawyers that would give them the ability to grind down individual inventors or small companies through a long, drawn-out litigation process. An example of this is the famous litigation between Polaroid and Kodak. Polaroid, found by Edwin Land, the inventor of polarizing technology and eventually the inventor of one-step photography, revolutionized photography throughout the entire world. Kodak could not come up with a competing invention, and they essentially pirated his technology in the early 1970s and brought into market a competing product. When Polaroid licensing negotiations broke down with Kodak, they were forced to sue them. Kodak, massive company at the time, 80, maybe 90% of the market share of the entire photography industry, they expected to grind down Polaroid through many years of litigation and expected to pull it off. Unfortunately, it was a very different time, at least for Kodak. Yes, it was a very long litigation, almost a decade long, but ultimately, Polaroid prevailed. Polaroid obtained an injunction against Kodak. Even when Kodak argued to the courts that you can't let an injunction issue because it will put hundreds of our employees out of business. It will leave thousands, millions of customers at that point who had been buying Kodak one-step cameras for over a decade without support for their devices. The company said, that is a product of your own business decision that you made when you chose to infringe Polaroid, and you cannot now use that as an excuse to escape the remedy that Polaroid should receive, an injunction. And even more importantly, Polaroid received damages for the decade of infringement. It received a $1 billion damages award in 1986. That's a massive reward. And it was not reduced on appeal. It was upheld as well. And that was a tremendous signal to innovators in this country that doesn't matter if you're a small company or if you're an individual inventor like Edwin Land was. If you have a property right in your new innovation, it will be protected to you like all other property rights are. It's something that has been true for this country for centuries, and unfortunately is not true today.